I have a friend, a regular, who opened up a whole no ABV bottle shop just a few blocks from Leanda. He's also a white man who he talks a lot. He's like, oh, we sell like thousands of this and thousands of that. And I'm like, what? Like, how's that even possible? Like, what do you mean? I think it's a fad that's uninteresting. You know, like some people do order non-alcoholic drinks. We do have a section on our menu that we have just non-alcoholic drinks. We never used to have that, and we do now. I honestly think that we're going to start seeing, like, you know, there's the Aplos, I think it's called, APLOS, which is the CBD non-alc spirit. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more in the cannabis space. Like, I think that this whole non-alc thing is going to end up going into a cannabis space, whether it be CBD and you're not getting stoned or high or anything, you're just kind of like having like the beneficial whatever. I can see it going more that way, but like half the time when someone's drinking like a non-alcoholic cocktail, I'm like, why? Low ABV is a whole different thing. I adore low ABV. I think low ABV is like, it's smart. The consumer is finally catching wind. For the longest time, it was just bartenders, right? Like, and now it's like consumers like, oh, what do you have that's like light? Like, I want to drink all day. I don't just want to have one and be asleep in an hour, you know? And people are becoming more aware about like what ABV even means. Like we have a ferment that we sell at my bottle shop and it's only 4%. And people come in to buy it for that reason. It's like, oh yeah, I can take this to the park and drink the whole thing to myself and be totally okay. You know, I'm like, yeah, you totally can, you know? So I do think it's fun that that's becoming a thing and that people are now, I'm actually teaching a class now on Thursday for a non-alc brand. And they specifically requested that I make alcoholic drinks with their non-alc spirit. So that'll be really interesting.
I think the main reason we've seen it largely in gin and aperitif is because of the botanicals. So I think there's a large proportion is about the nature of what you're trying to replicate, right? So both of those spirit groups are things that are then infused with lots of other herbs. And you can do that easily in a non-alcoholic way. Trying to replicate other spirits becomes fundamentally different in and of itself. You can't barrel age something that isn't alcohol. And that's where you get most of your flavor in things like rum or whiskey from. And vodka intentionally tastes like nothing. So what you've seen more of, I've seen a couple of brands. I know Strike was one of them. There was also a Danish brand a couple of years back where they try and release a portfolio of other spirits, where they use chili and other chemical compounds to try and be about mimicking the mouthfeel, and then they work on the flavor out from that.
I think that doing a low proof gin is a horrible idea. A no proof gin? People were excited about that no proof Tanqueray. People were like, oh, interesting. Low though, like who wants a 20 proof gin? It just sounds like, why would you even want to do that? I don't know. But with Amass did their no proof gin, and like I took notice. I'm like, that's really cool that you're taking that space, that you're giving that opportunity, that you're trying to access that community of people. So I think it can be a good idea, but I wouldn't ever try to make a 20 proof anything. Like that just seems odd.